Good morning, students. Good morning, students. Today our topic is cascading style sheets, and in this lecture we are going to discuss about cascading style sheets. So first of all, some points are there regarding to cascading style sheets. CSS stands for cascading style sheets, and CSS is a language, and this language describes the style of an HTML document. And CSS describes the how HTML element should be displayed. CSS handles the look and feel part of a web page, and external style sheets are stored in CSS files. Using CSS, you can control the color of the text, the style of the font, the spacing between the paragraphs, how columns are sized and laid out, what background image or colors are used, layout designs, variations in display for different devices and screen size, as well as a variety of other effects. So this is the use of CSS. In short, we can say that CSS basically used for decoration of a web page, and it handles the look and feel part of a web page. So there is a small example given here. First of all, let's start with it. Let's give you a clear idea about CSS, that how CSS work. Now you can easily see here. So this is HTML program, and there is a tag style. So using style element, we can create a CSS file. We can create CSS styles in our HTML web page. So you can easily see here, program start from HTML, and then head, then after that style is there, style tag is there. So then after body, and within the body you can easily see here, first of all, style applied for a body tag, and here we can easily see that background color, and this is the name of the attribute, and background and color are separated by a dash sign, and then after colon sign, and then yellow, and then after a semicolon sign, and the curly braces is off. So what happens basically after that, that the background color is yellow of the web page. You can easily see that background color is there, and we apply the background color for whole of the body of the web page. So that's why background color is yellow is there. And then h1. So h1 is we know that is a heading tag. So if you want to apply any property on heading h1, then we can also apply using this style tag. So just write h1, and after that curly braces, and again write different properties. So we have applied two properties, color and text align. So we just write color colon red. This is the syntax. We separate attribute and value by colon, and after that make a semicolon sign. You can easily see that color colon red and then semicolon. And we also apply here text alignment. So for that there is a attribute name text dash align, and then after colon sign, and then center, and semicolon must be after that, and after that curly brace is off. So what happens after that part, actually h1, that is a heading. Now h1 heading must be of red color, and that is center align, that is of center alignment. And if you want to apply some CSS style on paragraph, then you can easily see that third is p, and p basically refers to paragraph. P is a tag in HTML. So just write within curly braces font family Verdana. So we write font dash family colon Verdana, and after that semicolon sign, and then next property is font underscore size, that is 20 pixels, and then after semicolon sign and the curly braces. One thing should be remembered, that we apply different styles on different tags, and you must remember the attribute name, and you must have a clear idea about the value of that attribute name. So in CSS, what basically we learn about the attribute name, and after that we also know what type of value can be given for that particular attribute. And always remember that value attribute and value must be separated by a colon sign, and after that semicolon sign must be there, and these are written within a curly brackets. And next is, and you can easily see that so we apply CSS style on body tag, heading tag and paragraph tag, and then after we close the style tag. So style is an element, you can easily see that within the style open and close tag we actually apply our theme. Next, heading tag must be closed, so this is applied within head tag, you can easily see that. So it is a part of head tag, and then body, and then other rest part of the program can be written after that. You can easily see here, after that main program begins from body, and within body we define heading tag, paragraph tag. So on this tag, whatever we given in style element, that setting will be applied on this tag. So this is a simple program which defines the working of a CSS. Now let us define it in detail. CSS syntax. Basically this program gives you an idea about the CSS. Now one thing should be clear, that CSS syntax as far as concerned basically divided into two parts. You can easily see that. First one is selector. Okay, first one is selector. So here selector is the name of the element and the name of the tag. So for example, in this case selector is h1. You can see that if we want to apply the setting on h1 tag, so h1 is the selector, and then after we give the value in curly brackets in the forms of properties and value or attributes of value, and separated by a colon sign. You can easily see that. So color is blue, after that colon sign, and font size is 12 pixels. So we have to remember these all properties, and we should have a clear idea about what type of value should be given to that properties. So that is a declaration. After that a statement, heading must be of blue color, and font size is 12 pixels. Always remember three important things. First one is we have to define CSS for a particular selector at a time. Second thing, all these values, properties, value combination are written within a curly brackets. Third important thing, this must be in the combination of property value, and these are separated by a colon sign, and after each property value combination semicolon sign must be there. Okay, now go to the next point. I think now it is clear to all of you. So there are some points regarding to this I already discussed here. First of all, the selector point of the HTML element you want to style. Selector is basically selector point to the HTML element you want to style, and the declaration block contain one or more declarations separated by semicolons, and each declaration includes the name and the value separated by colon, and CSS declaration always ends with a semicolon, and declaration blocks are surrounded with curly braces. So all property and value should be separated by colon sign, and each column value combination must be separated by a semicolon sign, and all these property value combination are written within curly brackets. So these are the three important things. Now let us take an example again. You can easily see that. Now if I want to find out what is the name of the selector, the name of the selector is P, that is a paragraph tag. You can easily see that in within the curly braces we just write color red, text align center, where color and text align are the property or the attribute, and after that colon sign, red and center are the values, and see that all these values are separate, all these property value combination are separated by a semicolon sign. So this is a simple example of CSS. You can easily see here, and all these properties are applied on paragraph tag. One thing should be remembered, that for this purpose we use style element, and style element should be written within head tag of HTML web page. Now second thing that is also very important, CSS comments. So as we know that CSS comments are nothing but only the dead statement that are not visible at all, but we write comment for the code visibility, and it start with a slash star. So what we just write within the slash star and star slash, that is considered as a comment, or we can say that as a dead statement, and that will not be executed at all. So here you can again easily see there. So whatever we write within slash star, that is marked with a green ink, green pen, that is not visible at all, that will not show, and that will not a part of that web page. Okay, and we write comment for better code visibility. So same code here, but with comment, and there are two comments here. Single line comment basically contain only single line, and multiple line comment basically contain multiple line. So whatever we write within a slash star and star slash is considered as a comment, whether it is a single line or whether it is a multiple line. Next is CSS selectors. So first of all, let us talk about the first part of the CSS syntax, that is CSS selector. So basically CSS selector are used to find or select the HTML element you want to style, and the CSS element selector select HTML element based on the element name. For example, P is the selector in the previous example. Let us see the example again. P, text align center, color red. So text align center and color red are written within a curly braces, and before curly braces we can easily see that P is there. So P is a selector. So we apply this theme on that selector. P means paragraph. So now paragraph will be of red color, and text align should be center after the execution of that part. Next is CSS ID selector. We can apply CSS selector in another way, that is using ID. So instead of using the name of the tag, we give it a name, we give it a ID using ID selector using ID. So first of all, the ID selector uses the ID attribute of an HTML element to select a specific element, and second thing is the ID of an element is a unique within a page, so that the ID selector is used to select one unique element. And to select an element with a specific ID, write a hash character followed by the ID of the element, and an ID name cannot start with a number. So there are few important things. First of all, instead of using a tag name, we provide a ID, and ID must be unique, and ID always start with a hash sign, and it cannot be start with a number. So these are some key features of an ID selector. So let us take an example which gives you a clear idea about the ID selector. So in this example you can easily see that instead of writing P, we just write hash para1. So that is an ID for paragraph tag. So we use hash para1 instead of using P tag. So if P tag contain the ID para1, then this theme can be, then after the execution of that statement, this theme applied on paragraph tag. That means text align should be center, and color is red after that. Color is red after that. Next is class selector. So the class selector select the HTML element with a specific class attribute, and The class select HTML element with a specific class attribute, and to select element with a specific class, write a period dot character followed by the class name. So that is another method. For example, in this example, all HTML element with class center will be red and center aligned. So there is a class name. Basically, when we want to apply a same theme for different tags, then we use a class tag. Then we use a class selector. And the advantage of class selector is that we don't need to specify same property value combination for each and every tag used in HTML. We basically make a class, and we simply apply the same theme for simply apply same theme for different tag that belongs to the same class. So here you can easily see that center is the class name, and we write dot center, and center is a class name. So all the tags that belong to the class center must be uh, center aligned and color is red after the execution of that statement. Suppose there are two tags, and these are paragraph tags and heading tags that belong to the center class, and when we just write dot center, and within the bracket curly braces we write text align colon is equal to center and color colon red semicolon, and we just close that curly bracket sign, and it simply means that this theme is applied both on paragraph as well as on heading tag, because both these are basically belongs to the center class. So center is the name of the class. Now let us see an example which gives you a clear idea about that. Output okay, wait a second. Look at this code. Center is the name of the class, and whatever be the name of whatever the tags belong to that class must be center align and of color red. You can easily see that one is heading and one is paragraph, so both are of red color and are of center aligned here. Now if we want to apply the theme on a particular class element, then it is also possible. So we write element name first, after that dot, and then after that class name. So by using this, we are also able to apply the theme of a class on a particular element of a class. Here element of a class is P and the class name is center, so we just write P dot center. Instead of using dot center, we just write P dot center. It means it means that the theme is applied only the paragraph tag, not on the heading tag or the other tags which belong to the same class. Now that is there is a small program here, you can easily see that. First is doc type HTML, so document type of is HTML, then HTML, then head, and within the head tag we write HTML element, and HTML element must be contain P dot center. Center is the name of the class, and P is the element belongs to that class, so we write P dot center, and within curly braces there are two properties value combination, that these are text align, that is given to as center, and color, that is given as red. And always remember that we separate property and value by a colon sign, and more than two property value combination and property value combination must be separated by a semicolon sign, just like that. Text align colon center, and after that second is color red, separated by a colon sign, and must be end with a semicolon sign also. So you can easily see that after color colon red, semicolon sign is there, and this is written in style tag. And after that we closed here head tag, and then body begins, means the main portion of the HTML begins from here. Always remember that style tag is written within head tag, or style element is written within HTML element, or we can say that style element is a part of head element. That is next body tag. So this is the main part of the program. There is a heading and there is a paragraph again. So we must define a class first of all. So you can easily see that h1 class is equal to center, so we give a class name here, and that class name is center here. So you can easily see that both in tag h1 and p we write class is equal to center. So it simply means that both these tags h1 and p belongs to the class center. And next after that you can easily see that the content, heading content is the heading will not be affected, and the paragraph content, the paragraph will be red and center aligned. And after that body text should be closed, and then HTML tag should be closed. So this is the main program, simple program regarding to CSS, in which there is one heading and one paragraph, and we use a class selector here. So if we write just at p dot center, that means setting will be applied on only that paragraph. And if we use just dot class dot center, sorry, center is the name of the class, then this theme will be applied to the whole tag used in that program. And there are only two tags which belongs to that class, that is paragraph and heading. Now this is the answer. This is the output after the execution of that program. You can easily see that there is a single class name center, and two tags belongs to this. These are h1 and p, both have same class. So if we want to define a class, or if we want to declare a particular element as a part of the class, we use class attribute. So we just write first of all name of the tag, that is h1 in this case, suppose, then h1, then class equal to, and then within double quotes name of the class, that is center in this case. So if you want to apply the theme, that is text alignment must be center and colon and color is of red color, then we just write dot center. And if you want to apply a theme for a particular tag, then we just write name of the tag first, after that put dot operator and name of the class, that is center in this case. So it is depend on you that whether you have to apply the same theme for all all elements of a class, or whether for a particular element of a class. So this is a program here, simple program here, simple to understand, I think. Now the key points of this program is, first of all, that you should remember, first of all, style element should be written within head element. Okay, that is the first part, or style is a part of head. So always write style within head tag, means within open and close head tag. And second important thing is that we write the name of the selector first, and within the curly brackets we write property value combination, and property value combination must be separated by a colon sign, and each property value combination must be separated by a semicolon sign, and last value, last property value column is also we write a semicolon for last column last property value combination. That is, you can easily see that color colon red, and we just write after that semicolon sign, and there is no property value combination after that. Instead we write here semicolon. So that is the syntax of this CSS. And then if now selector is of basically is of three kinds. First of all, we just give the name of the selector as any tag. Second, we give a ID to each tag belongs to that belongs to the CSS. And third, using class attributes. So in this lecture, basically our focus is to give the uh, uh, proper basically in this lecture we are in this lecture our focus is to class selector, and to give individual tag name as a selector. So this is a program basically belongs to the class selector. So in class selector, if we apply apply a particular theme on all class element, then we just write dot and class name. And if we want to apply a particular theme only for a particular tag or particular element belong to that class, then we just write name of the tag, and after that name of the class, and separate, and both these are separated by a dot sign. So in this case, just you can easily see that p dot center basically apply the theme on only paragraph tag. However, there are two class elements, h1 and p are there. So this is a program here, you can easily see on the screen, and that is the output after the execution of that program. S element can also refers to the more than one class. In this example, P element will be styled according to class center and to class large. So if we in this example there are two class name used, class and large. So if we just use P class is equal to class large, then if there are two paragraphs and both these paragraphs belong to the different, suppose different class, then if we apply a theme for a particular class, then that theme is applied then to the particular for that class element only. So there are two paragraphs, one paragraph belong to the class center and one paragraph belong to the class center large, and we apply a theme for a center, then that theme is applied for the paragraph only belongs to the class center. And if we apply a theme for a class center large, then this theme is applied to the paragraph belongs to the center large class. So that is also a very important thing. In our next lecture, we do some practicals regarding to CSS. So I hope now you have some basic knowledge about CSS. So thanks for watching this video.